feels more right to be with all different cultures in a public school. It's who we all are in the world. It's not just one little isolated portion of society, which is what Montessori intended. She wanted, that was part of her original plan and part of her original discoveries, is bringing together people from all over and noticing they had a lot of similar learning patterns and
There's very little frustration levels that are reached because children are always progressing at a pace that is good for them. There are quite a few children that are always engaged in the classroom, and those that are not always engaged can be easily engaged because maybe they just need that little bit of direction. We have multi-age classrooms, and that we have children that, if your child is working at above grade level, they have something to do. If they're working at a below grade level, they're not singled out as the child who needs all the support in the classroom.
I've been through there from kindergarten to 4th grade. Once I could not catch up, I couldn't stay with the group. I have to stay in for recess to do homework that I forgot. And ever since I came here, I've been getting all the homework done. I have extra time now. I'm doing a lot of other stuff out of school, so it's busy. But I think it's easier to learn here than anywhere else.
People constantly think that there is a tuition to attend here, and they ask us, how much does it cost, even though we constantly say it's a free option. And I don't know if people realize how valuable that is to the Haverhill community, because normally Montessori education costs maybe $20,000 a year. And here in Haverhill, we offer that free to all different kinds of students.
We wanted to continue with Montessori if possible, but financially, as a private school option, it's not affordable for most families, including our own family. Having Hillview as an option in Haverhill was definitely a plus for us, not having to leave the area to look at other options.
There are other students who worry financially quite a bit, and they have these it's amazing what kids come to school with and how they really have these broad shoulders, and they still smile every day, and they realize, what's going on at home, that we can still help in any way that we can and such. But for them to come to school and just kind of find that safe place is really what they need.
And last year, my son Will, who has Down syndrome, we were trying to figure out where he was going to go. And the thought of sending him to Hillview, honestly, was kind of a little unsettling for us at the time. We weren't really sure where we were going to send Will. And my older son said to me, why wouldn't you send him to Hillview? And the school was very open and welcoming to have him as a part of the community here at Hillview. So that was great for us, and it was just a really good feeling. And he started in September, and he seems to love it. Comes to school every day, happily, gets out of the car and has no issues with coming in. And he's learning, and that's the thing that's really, we see it in him, every day when he comes home. There's definitely something new that he has going on, which is a very nice feeling. So it's good. So far, that Will has been a good match. Montessori and special ed is something in my mind that never really matched up. But I think my mind is changing on that one, and I think the school has definitely been a benefit for Will.
I think that Damani has learned, he's learning, and he's not done. He still has another year at Hillview. I think that he's learning to integrate effectively with all peer groups. The fact that there are younger kids in his classroom and older kids in his classroom, I think is a great factor that Hillview offers for students, because it's giving them a chance to be a mentor as well as a mentee. And I think that that's not something that kids often get a chance to do. If a child in the classroom doesn't know how to do something and he does, and he's able to help them, there's a sense of accomplishment there that he was not getting prior to coming to Hillview Montessori.
What they're getting is the ability to choose. And in a typical school setting, you're dictated what you need to do for the day, every day, and exactly how it's done. Well, in here, you're giving different roads to get to the same solution, and I think that's something that it's a thinking skill that's not primarily taught in regular education.
My daughter told me this morning and tells me on a regular basis that she loves to go to school. And it's obvious because I've tried to get them, they don't want to stay home when they're sick. They don't want to miss school for any reason whatsoever.
I did not know a whole lot about Montessori, so my husband, of course, went right out and bought Maria Montessori's book and started to read it, and we were like, I'm not quite sure if this would be right for our child. And we put her into the lottery, and she got in, and I looked around the room, and so many people were crying because they didn't get in. And I said, oh my gosh, I feel privileged. So I hugged those parents that they knew what Montessori was all about, but I didn't. And now I do.